Welcome back to our Royal Corner, where the family's every move is analyzed under a magnifying glass. If you've been closely following the ongoing drama within the British royal family, you'll know that every gesture, every public statement, and every royal event holds immense significance, not just for the royals themselves, but for the countries they represent. This brings us to a recent royal action that has sparked significant discussion: King Charles III's tribute to Canada on the 60th anniversary of the Canadian flag. On February 15, 2025, the King's remarks on Canada's iconic maple leaf flag were more than just a ceremonial gesture. They might carry far more weight than we initially thought. So why should we, as royal enthusiasts, pay close attention to this seemingly simple tribute? Is it a straightforward acknowledgement of a country's history, or could it be part of a much larger narrative unfolding before our eyes? Let's dig deeper into this fascinating story and unpack all the hidden layers behind King Charles's message. The significance of Canada's maple leaf flag, a national emblem of pride and unity. Before we get into the heart of King Charles's tribute, it's essential to understand why Canada's maple leaf flag is so much more than just a symbol. This flag, first raised on February 15, 1965, marked a pivotal moment in Canada's history. It wasn't merely a change of colors. It was the birth of a new national identity. The maple leaf flag represented Canada's independence and its decision to embrace its own cultural distinctiveness, separate from its colonial past. For Canadians, this flag holds profound meaning. It's not just a piece of fabric fluttering in the wind. It's an embodiment of the country's unity, strength, and the diverse heritage that defines its people. From coast to coast, the red and white maple leaf stands tall as a symbol of resilience and pride. So when King Charles chose to deliver a message on this particular anniversary, his words could not have been more timely. At first glance, King Charles's words might seem like a well-meaning tribute to Canada's national milestone. He spoke highly of the Canadian flag, praising it as a unifying symbol for all Canadians, regardless of their background, culture, or history. He acknowledged the flag's deep significance to the Canadian people, noting how it continues to inspire and represent their values of inclusivity, diversity, and respect. But is this all there is to it? Was the tribute simply an acknowledgement of Canada's anniversary, or was it a carefully crafted statement with an underlying message? We know that King Charles, ever the thoughtful and strategic monarch, rarely acts without a purpose. In this instance, it seems that his tribute was not only about celebrating a national symbol. Given the current global and royal context, it's plausible that his message held deeper implications, particularly for the future of the monarchy in Canada. By acknowledging the flag's continued relevance, King Charles reinforced the idea that Canada, despite modern challenges and political uncertainties, is a nation rooted in history, a history that is closely tied to the monarchy. What makes King Charles's tribute even more intriguing is the timing of his statement. Canada, while remaining steadfastly loyal to the Crown, has been grappling with its relationship with the monarchy, especially as political tides shift. In recent years, the question of whether Canada should continue its ties to the British monarchy has surfaced time and again. But it wasn't just Canadian politicians who raised eyebrows recently. Former U.S. President Donald Trump's offhand remark about Canada potentially becoming the 51st U.S. state was a bold statement that rattled national pride. Although his comment was dismissed as absurd by most, it revealed an underlying current of skepticism surrounding Canada's place on the world stage. Here enters King Charles's tribute. Could this have been a strategic message aimed at countering this growing sentiment? By focusing on the flag as a symbol of national unity, King Charles might have been reinforcing the monarchy's long-standing connection to Canadian identity. With his words, he subtly reminded Canadians that the British royal family is not just a distant relic of history, but an active participant in the country's present and future. This message wasn't just for Canadians, it was also for the rest of the world. It was a statement to the international community that Canada, regardless of political pressures, remains steadfast in its identity as a proud, independent nation with enduring ties to its monarchy. Through this tribute, King Charles may have been trying to quiet any talk of Canadian independence from the Crown, signaling that the monarchy remains an unbreakable link in the country's history and future. The intrigue of Prince Harry and Canada, was there a silent message for his son? As with any royal gesture, there's always the possibility of deeper, more personal motivations at play. Could King Charles's words have been a veiled message to someone very close to home? Namely, his son, Prince Harry. Since stepping back from royal duties, Prince Harry has divided his time between the United States and Canada, with the latter holding a special significance for him. The Invictus Games, which Prince Harry founded and which has strong ties to Canada, have been a cornerstone of his post-royal life. And while Harry has continued to work on causes close to his heart, his relationship with the royal family, especially with his father, has remained strained. Could King Charles's tribute to the Canadian flag be more than just a ceremonial gesture? Could it be a subtle reminder to Prince Harry of the lasting connection between the royal family and Canada? A reminder, perhaps, of the monarchy's enduring role in the country where Harry once lived, and where the royal ties run deep. This interpretation adds a layer of personal drama to an otherwise public event. After all, the monarchy's symbolic power has always been intricately tied to personal relationships within the family. Was King Charles quietly trying to reconnect with Harry through this tribute? Or was he simply reinforcing the monarchy's importance for the benefit of Canada's people? The tribute to Canada's flag also raises the question of what the future holds for the monarchy's role in Canadian life. With ongoing debates about Canada's ties to the British Crown, it's clear that King Charles's message was not just about looking back at the past, it was about looking forward. By emphasizing the flag's enduring power, King Charles underscored the significance of Canada's royal connection and the shared history that unites the country with the British monarchy. What does this mean for Canada's future as a constitutional monarchy? As Canada continues to wrestle with its identity and place in the world, King Charles's tribute serves as a powerful reminder of the monarchy's role in maintaining the country's stability and unity. As Canada moves forward, it will be fascinating to see whether the monarchy continues to hold the same symbolic power, or if shifts in political opinion will eventually lead to a re-evaluation of the country's royal ties. Now, it's your turn to weigh in on this fascinating royal moment. Do you think King Charles's tribute to Canada was simply a ceremonial acknowledgement of the country's national pride? Or was there a deeper, more calculated message behind his words? Was he sending a subtle political signal in response to growing calls for Canadian independence from the monarchy? Or could this have been a quiet gesture aimed at mending family rifts, particularly with Prince Harry? We want to hear from you. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like this article if you enjoyed it. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you can stay up to date on all things royal. Trust us, you won't want to miss our next deep dive into the world of royalty. Stay tuned for more.